Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling some pretty serious claims coming out of the U.S. State Department regarding Russia's war in Ukraine.
That's right. We've got their official statements, but also, interestingly, confirmations from both Russia and North Korea about North Korean troop deployment.
Exactly. So our mission today is really to unpack this, to get to the heart of what it signifies. So I guess right off the bat, what does it really tell you, seeing reports, now confirmations, of North Korean soldiers potentially fighting alongside Russians?
Well, it's definitely raising some red flags. I mean, it suggests perhaps deepening alignment between Moscow and Pyongyang.
Uh-huh.
And it could point towards, a more complicated and maybe even longer conflict. It also makes you ask why North Korea would do this.
Right. What's in it for them?
Exactly. Are we talking economic deals,
Mm-hmm.
military experience, or is it some bigger political game they're playing?
Interesting angles. Okay, let's dig into the specifics then. The U.S. State Department statement, reported by Yonhap News, what were the main points they hammered home?
So the core accusation really is that North Korea, and they mentioned other unnamed countries too, are directly helping to prolong the war.
Okay.
And because of that, they bear responsibility. The U.S. urged Pyongyang pretty strongly to stop sending troops.
And they had a message for Russia, too.
Yes, urging Moscow to stop supporting North Korea in return. They were very clear about their concern over DPRK troops being directly involved.
And this wasn't just sort of political condemnation, was it? They brought up international law, UN Security Council resolutions.
Precisely. They argued that Russia training DPRK troops actually violates existing UN Security Council resolutions.
Okay.
These are resolutions that, ban providing military help to North Korea or receiving it from them. It covers personnel, training, arms, the whole package, essentially.
So the U.S. is framing this as potentially breaking established international rules that Russia, as a Security Council member, is bound by.
That's the thrust of the argument, yes. It adds a legal dimension to the political concern.
Yeah. And crucially, this isn't just an accusation hanging out there. You mentioned confirmations.
Yes, that's a key part of this. Russia apparently confirmed it back on Saturday, April 24th.
How did that come out?
Well, the report is that the chief of the general staff, Valery Gerasimov, actually briefed President Putin on it.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently Gerasimov praised the North Korean troops, saying they were, and this is a quote, acting side by side with the Russian military during some operation in the Kursk region.
Side by side, that's quite explicit.
It is, and then shortly after that, North Korea itself publicly confirmed they had deployed troops.
So we have clear statements from both Moscow and Pyongyang acknowledging this. Okay, back to the U.S. statement using that word responsibility. What does that actually mean here, practically?
Well, responsibility in this context implies a level of fault or culpability for making the conflict worse, potentially breaking those UN rules we talked about.
And what could follow from that?
It could mean more diplomatic heat, certainly,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps new targeted sanctions against both countries, or, other actions by the international community trying to discourage this kind of cooperation.
It also sets a precedent, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. You have to consider what message this sends and whether it could sort of chip away at the authority of international bodies like the UN.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. The U.S. accuses North Korea of directly aiding Russia's war effort with troops, violating UN sanctions. And significantly, both Russia and North Korea have now confirmed this troop deployment. This raises serious questions about responsibility, international law, and potential consequences.
That sums it up well. It's a developing situation with pretty significant elements now confirmed.
So, thinking about this confirmed military cooperation, here's something for you, the listener, to really chew on. What are the potential long-term geopolitical ripple effects of this tighter Russia-North Korea alignment? How might this shift things, not just in Ukraine, obviously, but for global security dynamics, for the power balance, and maybe even for the future authority of these international institutions we've been discussing? Feels like a potentially pivotal development. Thanks for this deep dive.